Oh, this is Ooh being amazing. So if people haven't seen, Ooh is part of Jasper, which has Ooh, Santa, June, and Pond. And Jasper, in every time they do, it's Sadistic, I think. Yeah, in Sadistic, Ooh does a backflip using Pond as like a helper. But here, he actually did it himself from like he did like basically a back handspring by himself, and it was so impressive and amazing, and I just needed to include it because Ooh is so cool. I love him.
So we have the Masked Hearts, which is coming out this Saturday, February 21st. It is from Thailand. It's going to be on the Final Draft Creation YouTube channel. So that's a new YouTube channel. That's a new production company, I think, even. So it should be entertaining. It was a bit hard to follow for the preview, but it seems to be a story that might like follow a couple through multiple lifetimes, or at least two lifetimes, one present day and one in the past. So that's always fun if that's the case, like a Red String of Fate kind of show.
Cool. That'll be interesting. We'll have to see if they have English subtitles.
Absolutely. First off, we have Dear CEO, which is from Myanmar. It airs on Sundays. It is from a YouTube platform called OMO Entertainment, and it is categorized romance, drama, fantasy. And honestly, the premise seems like in the first episode that we have a main lead who asks his boss to resign. So I feel like that's a pretty common trope that we see a lot. Like we have a person who's tired of their job and they ask their boss to resign, but they're like, indispensable to their boss. And in this case, these two like are childhood friends with like a promise from way back when saying that I will never leave your side kind of situation. And then and so his boss is like no, and the guy's like trying to convince him otherwise all throughout the day. And it seems like the final way at the end of the day is that he somehow sends him into the show that the boss is watching on television.
Okay. Interesting.
So that seems to be the premise for the show, and episode 1 set that premise up pretty adequately, I think. So it should be entertaining.
This one is really interesting because I think that a couple things in the plot went a little crazy towards the end. I thought that a couple things weren't necessary, and so it kind of took away some points for me. But if you want to learn more about Lee K and more about that style of art and style of performance, it's really, really cool because they show the world of that and how people get ready for that and what it's like. And I thought that was really, really cool. Also, what's awesome is Zalang, who plays Ja, one of the leads, he's only 21 and he's an actual Lee K performer, which
that was cool.
Yeah. And so I kind of thought that before I looked it up because I was like, he's so good.
Right.
And then Leon, who plays Jack, who's the other lead, is only 19. So
he's
the fact that they like and so sometimes the acting wasn't amazing, but it was like I understood because they're young. So I was like, okay, it's fine. And then Poi, who is the woman who played Fern, she had the like red hair. She's also only 21 and she's also a real Lee K performer, which is really, really awesome. She was great. I thought she was one of the best people in the show, honestly. Apparently Ja's real life brother, who played Yo in the show, is also a Lee K performer, and he's like a superstar. That's so interesting. Thank you for that tidbit because he's actually not on the cast list in my drama list, and so I was like, oh man, I want to know if he's a Lee K performer. So that's great to know now.
I honestly, my one thought for that was I thought that honestly, until the very end of episode 8, I thought that was the finale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really did. And then they threw in the plot twist at the end. And, obviously it went on. But up until that point, there would have been a like perfect kind of ending to the show, I thought, like, like without that
Yeah,
plot twist, it was like really a lovely, lovely ending. So honestly, everybody, you could probably get away with just watching those 8 episodes and really enjoy it.
I did have one more little tidbit, which I thought was really great. I just discovered this actually. Mona, who played Gig, the other woman in the group,
Mhm.
Tintin, who played Team, which was the one who ends up having a crush on Fern,
Mhm.
and New, who plays Dew, who's another Lee K performer, they're part of New Country, the group New Country, which, if anyone knows, they did the song Stand By Law, which is like the don't nothing me rude, da na 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 dry, da na 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 ma, la 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 la. So I feel like inner fans know that song. So I thought that was awesome. I was like, I had no idea they were in the show. So
That's pretty fun. That's awesome. And it was discordant. I would say that would be the best word to describe that series. Because we have all of these things that are kind of violent and kind of awful going on. And then the coloring is kind of dreamy, and there's not a whole lot of reaction to all of the awful that's going on. It's very odd. But some good things that I do have to say about it. One, I thought the plot twists were plot twisting. I didn't see them coming from any which direction. They were completely out of left field. I was like, wait a hot second. Um, so the storyline was pretty interesting, actually.
I will say that I think that Book and Force did really, really well with their acting. I think that Book especially, like he really dove deep with that character and he really did the emotional scenes well and the dramatic scenes well. I was really impressed with that. And I think Forrest did great with his part too.